Hey guys, this is Hell Hades. This is a Watcher of Realms video. Guys, this is going to be my first Overlord where I've been able to get an S+ in any of the fights so far. So I wanted to take you through my team, take you through what I'm doing. I think this is probably the easiest one to score high. And obviously if you score high, then you get yourself some juicy rewards. So for me, I've got my S+. I'm going to get plenty of the resources, and then also you get decent rewards at the end. This boss is all about tanks, and found it super easy just to get my team together. Now, I do have a couple of top tier tanks, not going to lie about that, but they can definitely be filled up with epics. Definitely the North Throne seem to be the way to go in terms of decent, accessible champions. You obviously get yourself an Olag. You can pick up a Aveline relatively okay. Like, it's obviously an epic still, but pretty easy to pick up. And then there's some other epics which are good as well. So I'm using here Titus. Literally only leveled him up for this. Okay, or I guess I use him in like the faction. It's not faction wars, but you know what I mean. The area we're using them for factions as well. So I use him in that content. I actually had him as 5-star, and he was doing well, fine honestly. But then because I was starting to push up higher, I took him up to 6-star just for this content. And then I've got as well at the moment Azhor, but he's probably my weakest link. I did try Captain Reeve in here, and it's not bad, but I actually found that this group were better, mainly because I was making use of my Lord skill, my Lord bonus. But pretty much, it's as simple as this. As many tanks as you can get in, and you want to block as many units as you can. The damage from the boss is actually not that crazy. So as long as you're tanking up those units pretty well and blocking as many as you can, then it's actually kind of comfortable. You want to get as many as you can of this artifact in the mix, the Bastion Ring. I don't have great artifacts, honestly. So I do have Bastion Ring on a big boy there. I've got this Nightmare Serpent, which honestly is okay. Probably could do with upgrading that. He does have a special one, but I don't have it. I've got another Bastion Ring here on Olag. I think that's where I ran out, and then I was just kind of like anything I can use, which made some sort of sense, honestly, on the rest of the guys. So I've got one more here, actually. If I had enough to put Bastion Ring on all of them, I would put Bastion Ring on all of them. In fact, I've got on most now. Okay, I've got a couple more that I realized. But basically, it's topping that off as much as I can. I'm making sure that everybody is just in pretty standard tank gear. So, you know, just going through, it's not even good gear. Look how trash this is. HP on my Titus. I've gone for, I'll just go down them, I guess. What we got here, HP, defense, but using a regen set. We've got, again, like rage regen on him. Defense. Probably could do with one of these being HP, honestly. This is for a different build that I use, but he's doing fine with it, so didn't bother changing the build. HP and stacking lots of defense on this guy. So he's got defense, HP. It's very basic stuff. If you can get the thing which gives us reduction of damage, great. The set, the Guardian stuff. I don't have great Guardian gear. I've got enough to do basically 2 of my units with that. So again, it's not like I've got like a perfect setup here. Everyone's just in gear that makes some sort of sense, and then that's it. And then we just basically put them down. It's the least taxing fight you're going to do, really, because it's just a case of try and get near the top, the people that are going to do the best job of blocking most units early on. And then all I'm doing is I'm just rotating them around as close to the front as I can. I don't want to Olag her second. Olag in here, him in here. And yeah, I'm just trying to make sure that my best tanks for this content are up high that can block the most. And I mean, the first part's super easy anyway. As long as you've got any tanks in the mix, you'll be fine. Obviously, the better your tanks are geared and stuff, the better you'll do. Ultimately, these units just don't take really any damage until they're being blocked. Then once they're being blocked, they start to take huge amounts of damage, and they're killing themselves. When one of the units dies, you heal. And if any of the units gets past you, he starts to get like a damage boost. Okay, so the main thing here is just making sure that you are blocking as many as you can. Whilst they're getting blocked, they're taking a ton of damage. And when they die, you're healing so that any of the damage you are taking is going to get healed up anyway. I just literally throw the ults on auto. Probably could be more. I just tuned in on that, I guess. Shieldage is nice, which again with this kind of like North Throne benefit I get here from having King Charles, that's really good. Definitely helps me out. But this is basically it now. We watch it run through, and as I say, this is the first fight in these kind of like boss rushes where I actually picked up an S. And I will say the biggest difference from where I was to where I am today is equipping more of those Bastion Ring artifacts. Because the more you're blocking, the less you're getting through to him, the less damage he's doing to you. And I guess that we've finally got one done through. If I had one more Bastion Ring on this side, then we would have been good. But he's about to get a little damage boost. That's the first one. And you don't want too many of those going on. So, yeah, the more Bastion Rings you've got, the better you will do. I'm wondering if I've actually not evened out my sides as well this time. Because you want an even amount of the Bastion Rings on each side. It looks like, just seeing how many are getting through, that I haven't evened it out this time. So I might not do quite as well as my S Plus as before. You see here, Azhor's is going to be the first one who's going to drop. Significantly worse than my other dudes, actually. Got onto an S. And we're still going. But now we're getting a lot of them through. So now it's kind of like time to die, really. He's getting 12 stacks. Next hit's going to be death for me. So I'm not going to quite match my best. But you get the idea. And as I say, this is probably for me, because it's just a case of very standard gearing and very easy requirement of the way you play this mode. I think anyone can pick up a decent, B plus if you just follow in the same sort of route. But yeah, there you go, guys. Pretty easy one from me. But if you want to get yourself some juicy rewards, get those tanks a cooking. Anyway, I've been Hell Hades. I'll see you soon.